You've been told that muscle growth comes down to discipline, training, and nutrition. And that's true. But somewhere along the way, the supplement industry jumped in and started selling shortcuts. Powders, pills, capsules, all marketed as if they could replace hard work. But here's the problem. A lot of the supplements men take, especially men over 35, do absolutely nothing for muscle growth. Today, we're breaking down the most popular supplements that do not build muscle, even though they're advertised like they do. And don't worry, this isn't a supplement hate video. Some of these still have benefits, just not the ones you think. Let's start with the most controversial one, L-Glutamine. L-Glutamine has been promoted for decades as a muscle builder. You've seen it on tubs at the gym. You've probably heard someone say, "Bro, take glutamine if you want to grow." But let's look at what glutamine actually does. Glutamine is an amino acid crucial for gut health, immune function, and overall recovery. It helps maintain the lining of your digestive tract. It supports your immune system, especially after intense workouts. But none of that equals muscle growth. Studies repeatedly show that glutamine does not increase muscle protein synthesis. It doesn't trigger new muscle formation the way leucine does. It doesn't improve strength or training performance like creatine does. And it will not add size to your frame. So why do people think it builds muscle? Because when your gut works better and when your recovery improves, you feel better during training. You stay consistent, you reduce soreness, and you avoid getting sick as often. That can help your long-term progress, but it's indirect. Here is the simplest way to put it. Creatine builds strength. Protein builds muscle. Glutamine supports recovery. Recovery matters, but it's not the same thing as building muscle. Glutamine is useful. It just isn't a muscle builder. 2. BCAAs. These were once the king of gym supplements. Every fitness influencer had a neon-colored drink in their shaker. But here's where the confusion started. BCAAs contain only 3 amino acids: leucine, isoleucine, and valine. And amino acids build muscle. So BCAAs must build muscle too, right? Not exactly. Your body requires all 9 essential amino acids to build muscle. Not 3, not 6, all 9. When you drink BCAAs alone, your body can't perform full muscle protein synthesis. It's like trying to build a car with no engine. Leucine signals muscle growth, but without the other building blocks, nothing happens. Studies show that BCAAs provide no measurable increase in muscle mass when compared to training without them, especially if you're already consuming enough protein. But here's where BCAAs shine. If you're training while fasted, or if you're cutting calories, they may reduce muscle breakdown. That's not muscle growth, that's muscle preservation. So if your diet is solid and you're hitting enough protein, BCAAs offer very little. They taste good. They help you drink more fluids, but they do not build muscle. 3. Test boosters. Now let's talk about one of the biggest moneymakers in the industry, test boosters. The labels always promise the same thing: more muscle, more energy, more performance. But here's the truth. Most natural test boosters do not increase testosterone to a level that affects muscle growth. A lot of formulas rely on ingredients like fenugreek, maca, tribulus, horny goat weed, herbs that may improve libido or mood, but not testosterone itself. Some ingredients, like zinc, vitamin D, magnesium, and ashwagandha, can help men who are deficient. But even then, they bring testosterone back to normal, not above normal. To build muscle, you need significant increases in testosterone. These supplements simply don't create that effect. They can help men feel better. They can support sleep, stress, and hormone balance. But they do not directly build muscle. If your testosterone levels are clinically low, your doctor, not a supplement, is the one who can actually help you. 4. Collagen protein. Collagen protein is trending everywhere. It's great for skin, joints, hair, and nails. But collagen is a poor choice for muscle building. That's because collagen is missing the most important amino acid for muscle growth, leucine. Whey protein contains enough leucine to trigger muscle protein synthesis. Collagen does not. Imagine trying to start your car without fuel. That's collagen for muscle building. It has protein, but it's not the type your muscles need to grow. Collagen can help with joint health, which means you might be able to train more consistently. And consistency does help with long-term muscle development. But again, that's indirect. So collagen has benefits, but muscle growth isn't one of them. 5. Fat burners. Let's clear up one of the biggest myths in the supplement world. Fat burners do not build muscle. They're designed to increase metabolism, decrease appetite, or raise energy. Many contain caffeine, green tea extract, or stimulants, which can help burn more calories. But here's the issue. Most fat burners actually make it harder to gain muscle because they suppress appetite. If you're not eating enough, you won't build new muscle tissue. It's that simple. And some fat burners increase cortisol, the stress hormone that can break down muscle tissue if elevated chronically. Not exactly ideal when you're trying to put on size. Fat burners have their role, especially during cutting phases, but they should never be seen as a muscle-building supplement. 6. CLA or conjugated linoleic acid. CLA has been marketed for both fat loss and muscle building. But human research shows minimal benefits, if any. Most studies show no significant muscle gain, and at best, extremely small changes in body composition. Nothing close to what's promised on a supplement label. CLA just isn't strong enough to make a real impact. The hype is bigger than the actual effect. 7. Anti-aging blends. You've probably seen blends marketed toward men over 35 with claims like fight aging, restore vitality, or support youthful muscle. These formulas usually combine antioxidants, plant extracts, and vitamins. They're good for general health. They help with inflammation. They may support longevity, but they do not increase muscle protein synthesis. They do not raise testosterone, and they do not improve strength or hypertrophy. They're like nutritional insurance, not muscle builders. What actually works? So now that we've covered what doesn't build muscle, let's quickly talk about what does. If you want supplements that actually work for size, strength, and performance, the list is surprisingly short. Creatine monohydrate, whey protein or high leucine protein, vitamin D if deficient, omega-3s for inflammation, electrolytes for performance and hydration, and a solid multivitamin for overall health. Everything else is optional. Everything else is supportive, not muscle building. The information in this video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Always consult your healthcare provider before starting any new supplement, especially if you have existing conditions or take medications. If you found this breakdown helpful and you want more science-backed supplement videos specifically for men over 35, make sure you subscribe to the Nutrient Link. This channel was built to cut through the noise, simplify the science, and help you make smarter decisions about your health and performance. So before you buy another trending powder or pill, ask yourself, does it actually help me build muscle? If the answer is no, save your money, save your time, and focus on what truly works.